Have you ever wanted to really develop your Camtasia skills? Or perhaps if you already use Camtasia, would you like to get your level up to say an intermediate or even advanced user? I've built a 6-part course that will take you through Camtasia, through everything in Camtasia, and take you right up to an advanced level. My name's Russell Stannard. I've been using Camtasia since 2006. I've won several awards for my work building educational videos, and these days I build educational videos for a variety of clients. Perhaps the best known client of mine is National Geographic. This video is going to look at the outputs. We can produce outputs, for example, to go onto YouTube or to go onto screencast.com, or for example to save on our computer. We're going to look at the different ways that we can share the videos that we produce in Camtasia. If you're looking for another part of the course, I'm going to put a link to the 6-part playlist, and you can access the different parts of the course. I'll also put the playlist in the description below, and along with that playlist there's a link where you can download and test Camtasia for 4 weeks for free. Really hope you like the course, and thank you very much. Please like, subscribe and comment on the videos. Thank you. So the first type of output that we're going to produce is going to be to save on your computer. That might be something that afterwards you would upload into a Moodle course or into a course on Blackboard, or it might go into Edmodo, it might go into any kind of training course that you've developed. So you've made the video, you save it on your computer, and then you upload it to whatever platform you're working with. Now it's important, of course, before you do that, that you save your final project. Obviously the idea is that from the beginning you name your project and you're regularly saving the actual project so that you've got that saved, and then you can produce multiple different outputs from a saved project. So always make sure that you're continually clicking on save button to save the actual project. You can see here this project is called test project. And then when we're ready, we can now output this. Now the first output that we're going to produce is going to be to export a local file, and I'm just going to take you through a few of the details. So the first thing you need to do, of course, is to name the file. So I'm going to call this, for example, output 1 final. Okay, and I'm going to put the size as well. So I'm going to put here 1080 because I'm going to make this a full-size video. I won't change the file type. I'll choose a location for saving that video, and I'm going to click here, and I'm actually going to save it on my desktop. So let me just click onto the desktop and then in the Camtasia projects, and I'm going to save it in week or unit 5. So I've now done that. So that selects that folder. Now, if we click here on advanced settings, you'll notice that this is going to be full screen. We do have other options depending on where we might be wanting to make our video. Obviously, very common these days is 1920 by 1080. We're going to start with that, and we're also going to look at other options afterwards. We then click on the export button, and it begins to make a copy to render that video. Now notice, of course, that your project doesn't change. You've still got the base project file. You're now producing basically a video from that base project file. Okay, so the video is ready. I'm going to click on open file location. In fact, let's not go to the file location. Let's actually view that video straight away, and we can do that by just clicking here, and it will open up the video, and there it is. That's the video we just made, and you can see it's full screen. Remember, I saved that at 1080, which is the standard kind of large size that you see, for example, in videos that are uploaded to YouTube. Though I think now you can even upload videos onto YouTube even at a higher quality, but this is the quality that I always upload my videos and record my videos at. Now from that same project, I'm going to produce another video, but this time at a slightly smaller size. So I'm going to click again on export. Again, we're going to choose local file. We're going to leave these settings more or less the same. We're obviously going to give it another name, and we're going to call this one output, video output, or test video output. And we're going to call this 1280, or we could call it 720, but whichever but basically we're using 1280 by 720. Okay, we're going to save that in the same place as the last one. So we're going to click here, we're going to choose desktop, then we're going to choose Camtasia projects, and we're looking at week 5. We're going to save it there, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to compare the two videos. The only difference is that I'm now going to set this size not to be 1920 by 1080, but 1280 by 720. It's quite important to understand what impact making the video smaller will have on the size, but also on the quality. So I'm going to click on export. Immediately it begins to render that video, and in a minute we're going to compare the two videos that we've now created. So the video's ready. I'm going to click on view media again to have a look at that video. Here it is, and notice again it opens up full screen on the screen. It stretches out to fill up the screen of my computer, and I really can't see a lot of difference in the quality. Now there is a difference, and under certain circumstances you would notice it, but it's something to be aware of. Computers have become so sophisticated, the level of detail in a video is now so, the level is so high that often, even if you do, for example, reduce the quality or reduce the size of the video, you might not notice a massive difference in the quality. And it's something to be aware of, because it's obviously easier to play a slightly smaller video. It requires less data, and if it doesn't impact on the quality too much, it might be something to think about. Now what I'm going to do now is just have a quick look at the two videos that we've created. So we've got the two files here. You can notice the difference in the size. This one's 3.6 megabytes. This one is 5.7. So clearly it makes the video smaller if you use a smaller size. Let's have a look at the difference in the quality. First we'll play this video. Okay. And now we're going to play the other video. There's very slight difference in quality. I can notice it just a little bit, but it's very hard to discern. And this is what I'm saying. You've got to be very aware, particularly if you're making a video for a training course and you upload that video in, and you know that then that students are going to access it on their mobiles, or perhaps they haven't got very fast internet connections or lack of data. Then it really might be a good option to choose a smaller video size, because it may not affect the quality of the video that much. Please like, subscribe and comment on the videos. Thank you. Now the other option, I think the one that I use the most, is that I share my videos on my YouTube channel. If you have a Gmail account, you have a YouTube channel, and you can link your Camtasia, in fact you can link Camtasia to YouTube, so that every time you create a video you can immediately upload it into your YouTube channel. This is one of the features that I use the most in Camtasia, and I find it really convenient the way it works. So I'm going to take you through now the process of how you share a video output onto your YouTube channel. Now I'm just going to show you something. If I click on export, and export to YouTube, notice it opens up this window and immediately it's ready to upload the video onto my YouTube channel. Camtasia remembers your channel. Once you've signed in, you don't have to, in theory, do it again. And I can upload the video, but what I am going to show you first is actually how I do that. So I'm going to sign out and then take you through the whole process of signing in and then uploading a video, and I'll talk about some of the settings. So I'm going to click on export, I'm going to click on YouTube, and notice it says sign in. I click on sign in, and actually what it does is it asks me, well, which of your channels, because I have several channels, do you want to sign into? So I'm going to sign into this one here, Russell Handout channel, which is a channel I often use on YouTube. And I'm going to, when you make a YouTube channel, you can actually have, or when you make videos for YouTube, you can actually create multiple channels on one account as well. So I've uploaded it onto the standard one, click on allow, and from now on notice that any videos that I produce will be uploaded to this particular YouTube channel that I've got with this particular Gmail account. You can see how easy it is to do. Now all I would need to do is put in the title, put in a description, add some tags, and these very important settings to think about. If you really are going to take your YouTube channel seriously, you need to put in a very detailed description, a really good title, some useful tags that will help people to find your video. Often what I do when I first upload a video is I set it to unlisted. That means that only people with the link can actually watch the video. That can be really good if you want to share stuff with your students, but you don't want it to be public and you don't want it to be private, because private can be a little bit complicated. You need to designate the specific people that can access the video. So I like unlisted because it means that only people with the link can access the video. So if you only share the link with one person, then obviously only that person can access the video. So I often upload videos as unlisted, check them, etc. Add the extra things that I often do in YouTube, like adding a nice thumbnail, etc. And then I just switch it over to public so that all people can access it. I'm going to upload this video as just unlisted. I'll just put in a quick description. So I'm just going to call this test video. In reality, I would make this a lot longer. I'm going to do the same here. Okay. And then I would click on finish. And that video is now being, first of all, uploaded into YouTube, but also compressed, and YouTube does all the hard work, and afterwards will send me back the link to that particular video. When the video is produced in YouTube, then normally what happens is it opens up in a browser ready to show you the video, and often you'll see this because sometimes it takes a few minutes for the video to get ready before you can play it. Obviously that depends on the length of the video. Sometimes if you upload a video into YouTube and then the link is shared with you immediately, you'll find that the video is actually ready to play almost immediately. In this particular case, the video was quite long, so it's just taken a little while, but let's just give it a try and see if the video is ready now. So if I click on refresh, hopefully now if I refresh that channel, refresh that link, hopefully now the video will play. Welcome to the fourth video. And there it is, you can see the video on YouTube, already ready, uploaded directly from Camtasia, and I can do this every time. You can see it's so easy to do because once you've added your YouTube channel to your Camtasia, every time you'd just be able to upload the video immediately. The next thing I want to look at is screencast.com. That is, there is a particular repository provided by TechSmith Camtasia, or by TechSmith, that allows you to upload videos into their repository and to organize your videos there. Now, the interesting thing is that you actually get 2 gigabytes for free. So it's something you can test out for free. And if you are thinking of making professional videos that are perhaps going to be part of a course, perhaps you're planning on selling that course, then screencast.com is a really interesting option and it does have certain advantages over working with, for example, YouTube. So we're going to look at screencast.com. I have actually several accounts. The one that you're looking at the moment is a paid account that I've got, and you can see here that I really do put lots of videos up on here, and I have actually used this as a way of building specific courses as well. If I, for example, click down to this one here, you can see a whole series of videos that I produced on a particular course. For one particular organization. So screencast.com is a really interesting alternative. It links really well with Camtasia, and we're now going to go through how it works. So you will need to go to screencast.com and sign up, create an account for yourself. Once you've got an account created, the good thing is that you can then link that to your TechSmith Camtasia product, and then just in the same way that you did with YouTube, immediately upload your videos into screencast.com. So on the screen at the moment you can see a video that I've made, and I want to upload this video, so I'm going to click on export, and this time I'm going to go to screencast.com, click on screencast.com, and then you can see it immediately links to my Screencast account. The first time you will need to put in your basically your email address and your password just to link the two together. You can choose a particular folder where you want to put that video. I'm going to put it in this one, TTTV New Videos. And we do have quite a few useful options. I'm just going to point out a few, and we will come back and look at these in more detail. But if we click here on the options, one of them that is quite useful is obviously what size video are you planning on uploading, or what output do you want. So we're going to keep the aspect ratio correct, and we're going to do this full size. I'll look at some of the other settings at a later point. I'm going to click on OK. That will do for now, and then all I need to do is to click on finish, and that video will start to be uploaded into that particular folder. And once the video is uploaded, a link to that video will be shared with me. Okay, and there is the video. It's uploaded into my channel. Immediately the link is shared with me, but also I can click here on share, and it offers me a number of options immediately, and some of these I really like. First of all, I can copy the link, and of course I can email that, or put it into a website, or put it into a blog, or put it wherever I need to share access to that video. But I've also got an embed code. So I can, for example, copy this embed code, and I could put this into anything. I could put it into a blog, I could put it into a website, and I'm just going to quickly demo that just so that you can see how easy it is once you've copied the embed code to use it to embed into something else that where you may want to put that video. So I'm on Blogger. I'm going to click on New Post. This is really easy to do. And as I said, this could be one of many systems. And then what I'm going to do is I've got the choice of HTML view or compose view. I want HTML, and I simply paste in that code. And it's as simple as that. If I now click on publish, in fact, if we click on preview, we should be able to see that that video has been embedded. Now, one interesting thing, and there it is, there's the video embedded in ready for playing, is that we do have a lot of control over the size of the video as well, and I just want to come back and point that out to you. So you can actually control how big or small the video embeds into your Moodle course, your Blackboard course, your Brightspace course, your blog, your website, etc. So just to make that clear, watch what would happen here if I clicked here and said, okay, I don't want to embed it at full size. I want to make it a lot smaller. I'm going to make it 1280 pixels. Notice it automatically resizes the height, and if I write the width in, if I change the width, it would change the height automatically for me to keep a nice ratio. I click on copy, and now when I embed that video, it's going to embed at a much smaller size. And I like this control that Camtasia, or in fact, screencast.com gives us with the Camtasia videos that we create. That we can upload them into screencast.com, and then when we embed them, wherever we embed them, we can control the size. I thought it'd be interesting for me to actually log into a free account. Obviously, I have a paid account these days, but here is my free account, and you are limited to 2 gigabytes of videos, but you can use those 2 gigabytes of videos and experiment with it and just see how useful it is. So for example, I'm clicking on all items. I've only uploaded 3 videos, but there's lots of things I can do. First of all, let's just quickly, the most obvious thing that I can do is edit the video. Okay, so if I want to edit, I can click here, and you can notice a couple of real interesting options that we've got. First of all, of course, we can give the video a description. We can add keywords, that's really useful, put information about the author. We can also allow a download link for viewers. Therefore, students can actually download that video. That can be really useful if it's on a course and students may have slow internet connections or limited internet connections and you want them to be able to download the video. You can also allow or not allow, or show or not show comments as well. You have those options. But look at this option up here. You can replace the file, and this is one of the reasons that I particularly like working with screencast.com. If I upload a video and then I simply want to change that video but with the same link, I do have the option to replace the file, and this is something you can't do in YouTube, and one of the reasons why I particularly like working with screencast.com. It means I don't have to completely change all the links. I simply replace the video with that same link. The other thing that you can do, which is very useful, is of course you can add a thumbnail. Screencast will automatically generate a thumbnail for you, but you may want to choose to upload your own thumbnail. If you do upload a thumbnail, the size you want to use is 1280 by 720. That's what you saw earlier on the course that I produced for that particular company. We uploaded thumbnails for each of the videos. Now, I just want to point out another reason why I particularly like working with screencast.com, and it's to do with if you're perhaps thinking of creating video content that you only want limited number of people to access. You can generate passwords or passphrases to control that content. Let me give you an example. So I've got here 3 videos. I'm going to come down here and choose, let's come down to this folder here, Camtasia Studio. It's only got 1 video in it. I'll just click on it so you can see. Now what I can do is I can click here and I can click on edit. And what I want to do is click on privacy, and I'm going to choose this one here. And it actually can generate a phrase for you, which you can then copy. Now that means that someone can't access this video unless they put that phrase in. Now I want to actually show you what that means in action and how that works. So I'm going to log in from another account, and then therefore I will need this access code or access passphrase to access the particular video. So let's see this in action. I'm going to click on copy first, then I'm going to save that. Okay. And now I'm going to log in on a different account. So let's share this video so that another student can access this video. So I'm going to copy that link and I'm going to come over to a different browser. So notice that I try to access this video. I'm logged in on a different browser and it's asking me to enter an access phrase. So I'm going to copy that access phrase. I've copied it here already. And we're going to see if this works. I'm going to jump back. I'm going to paste in that access phrase. And now I'm going to click on continue. And now I have access to the video. This is so useful. It's something I've often used and one of the reasons why I particularly like working with screencast.com. You can also, of course, save your files onto your Google Drive. Google Drive is not really a video repository. It's not ideal for saving videos, but you can do it. I'm going to take you through the process. We click on export. We're going to go to our Google Drive. We need to do exactly the same. That is, add in our address to link to our Google Drive. And the good thing is that Camtasia or TechSmith Camtasia automatically produces a folder on your Google Drive that says TechSmith, and all the videos will be saved there. So let's say, for example, this one here, and I'm going to click on finish, and it's going to upload that video into my Google Drive. again works in a very similar way, and at the end it's going to share a link which you can then share with your students, or again you can upload it for example into the link into a website, etc. Warning, as I've said before, it's not ideal. First of all, it's a longer process to do this. Google Drive is not specifically for video content. It would be much better to save the video onto your YouTube channel. Remember, if you have a Gmail account, you have a YouTube channel anyway, and YouTube is obviously specifically for video. And there are a few settings that you need to be aware of if you load your video into your Google Drive to make sure that everybody can access it. However, it's worth at least experimenting with. It can work very well if you've got to share a video just with one person. Perhaps not ideal if you've got a lot of people that are going to need to access a particular video. So the video is now uploaded onto my onto my Google Drive, but it does tell me that actually the video is not ready, and that often is the case. Remember what I said, that is that obviously your Google Drive is not really a video repository, therefore it takes longer to process and make the videos ready so that they can be shared and accessed by the users. So if I jump over to my Google Drive, I can scroll down to my TechSmith folder. Remember, automatically a folder is produced for you, a TechSmith folder. Camtasia is made by TechSmith. You can click on that and you'll see all the videos that you made, including the one that I've just uploaded. And of course I can click and play these videos. And of course I can also share these videos as well. So if I double clicked on this video, for example, hi, just want to introduce myself, my name's Russ. And of course you could share that link as well with your students and allow them to have access to the video as well. So Google Drive is another way of working. As I've said, it works fine perhaps for sharing a video for 1 or 2 people, but I wouldn't advise it if you're doing and planning to share videos on a large scale. So what other options have we got regarding export? Just a little reminder, you've actually got an export button here over on the right as well. I tend to use this one here, export. We've looked so far at what I call local files, and we've also looked at screencast.com, and of course we've looked at YouTube. Now, a couple more that I just want to spend a little bit of time talking about. I won't go through all of the options here, but I'm going to go through the most important. Now, for me, another very important one is this legacy local file. Now, why do I think that's important? Why is that useful? Well, if you have a server, if you have a web server and you want to put up a video and make sure that someone can access that video, then you're going to need more than simply the ability to upload the video file. You're really going to need to be able to embed that video file into a player with a web page so that people can access it. In other words, you're going to have to upload not just the video, but you're going to need to upload the player that's going to give you the ability to for other people to play back your video. And Camtasia offers this. So I want to contrast local file, which produces just a video file that then you need to upload into a system that can play a video, with a legacy local file, which basically produces everything you need to, for example, play that video as a HTML file with the player, etc. So let me just show you what I mean by that. I'm going to click on local legacy file or legacy local file. It's going to open up here and it's going to give me various options. And what we're going to do for this particular one is we're going to go with the standard ones. We're going to choose MP4 player. MP4 video with Smart Player. So what that's going to do is it's going to produce all of the other files that would be required if you wanted that to function as a HTML page which you might want to upload into your server, for example, as part of your website. And this is something that in the past I used to do a lot. These days I don't do that. I tend to use video repositories, but it is an interesting way to work, and it does work very well because the player itself is excellent. So let me just show you this in action. So we've chosen 720. We're going to click on next. It's going to say, well, where do you want to save that? And what I'll do is I'll save it on the desktop, and I'm quite happy with the production name, and I do want that to be organized into a subfolder. Okay, so there's going to be a folder where all of the different files will be produced. That will be a video file. It will produce a video file, but it will also produce all the things around that video file to make it function within a HTML page, within a website, for example. So if I click on finish, it's almost the same procedure, but what you will notice is when we look at the output afterwards. And here is the video output, and if we click here, you can see.
So the first type of output
we've got this player here at the bottom with all the various controls. We can go full screen, etc. And this player is actually provided along with the video. So you would upload this whole thing into your website and then obviously point at the HTML file. So let me show you what that actually looks like. If we open up that little folder that was created when we made or when we produced the video output, you'll notice it's not just a video in here, see? You've got all sorts of files that allow this video to be played in a website, and all you would need to do is upload the corresponding files and then point at the HTML file, and obviously that would be that one there. Okay, really hope you enjoyed this video. If you want the next part of the course, remember you can access the complete playlist below. There's also the option to download Camtasia 2022 for free and use it. And on the screen now, I'm going to add the next part of the course. Thank you very much.